going on, guys? What up? How you doing? I'm pretty good. We're about to start some Python here. I'll keep the chat open. How you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Everybody here? We ready? Ready to start doing this? Just posting everything so we can get some people that want to join if they want to join. Another great day to learn. Bias, hey, kids that code stuff, what's up, dude? I fell asleep last night. I'm sorry. What are you working on? So we're going to stream for about an hour. Give it a couple minutes, then I'll actually start. I'm going to go at my pace. SAA, hello. What's up, Travis? Thomas Roberts, what's up, dude? So we're starting off here. If you guys want to follow along, the link is in the description. It's a 7-day trial, right? But you can still follow along if you want. Yo, good morning, Randolph. What's up, dude? We're gonna stream. I'm gonna drink this pre-workout. I'm gonna go lift. It's gonna be good. What are we gonna do today? Laszlo, what's up, dude? Welcome aboard. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do introducing lists. So we're starting off here with the Learn Python track. I should rename it. I give you so much hope to find a job. You're currently in a hard situation. Your channel helps a lot. Hey, thanks, man. That's all I want, right? I just want to help you guys out. So you guys asked me to live stream. I figured we'd do it as interactive as possible, and then I can explain, different concepts, and then you guys can correct me if I'm just totally wrong. Blake, good morning. So anyways, this is the Learn Python track. We're going to go ahead and start with this, and we can see everything that we're going to learn here. This is everything in the Python track. And then we'll probably move on to Django. So we got basics. So this basics was just like, I already did this. This was just like an intro course of like, welcome to Team Treehouse. What does AMA mean? It means ask me anything. Eladio, good morning. Welcome. 31 people in 2 minutes. This is the fastest anyone has ever showed up. Which site? So this is Team Treehouse. Click the link. It says in the description, Treehouse code. Use that one if you want to follow along here. So I think that we can finish this relatively quick. So it says 101 minutes left, right? But I'll be skipping around through this. It's not too bad. Also, I'm playing the videos at like a pretty high rate of speed. I'm not sure if I'll put the audio on or not. I'm not sure how this will work, but we'll see how it goes. How are you guys doing? How's your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at? $36 people. All right, you guys are gonna have to let me know if there's like sound reverb and stuff. Let me see if there's a mute, like push to talk button for OBS. All right, so there's a push to talk. Found it. You finally caught the live stream. Nice, dude. You wake up late drinking a coffee now. 30 minutes and it'll turn out to be 2 hours now. I still have a bunch of stuff to do. How long am I planning to stream? About an hour. So we'll get started in a minute. Why did I choose Django over Flask? We'll end up doing both. Now I'm just playing around with some hotkeys. So that I watch this video, reverb, you know? So if you want to follow along, the link for it is in the description. It's just a trial, right? But I expect to get this done in a week, and then if you want to do JavaScript or whatever, you can, see what else we're doing. But we're doing now. My audio is choppy. I wonder if that's because of the push to talk. We're going to skip the Python basics. We're just going to go straight into lists. Python is your nightmare? Why? I wish there was a way that I could clear these notifications. They pop up on every page.
So you know how we can create a string by placing some characters in quotes? Well, this is known as a string literal. Well, there's a list literal as well, and it's created by surrounding.
So one more thing, I'm going to launch Workspace. It pops out like a IDE that you can use. Watching at 1.5x. Audio is cutting. All right, we're going open air. We're going open air microphone, and I'll just mute it as we go.
Your items in hard brackets. And you can put your objects inside those brackets and separate them by commas. Why don't you click the Launch Workspace button before I say something offensive in sign language? Okay, so let's get exploring. My favorite place to explore is the REPL. So let's launch the Python shell. So we'll type Python. All right, so let's get exploring. So I can create a new list with an opening hard bracket and a closing hard bracket. That is an empty list, just like a double quoted empty string.
I'll pause this for a second. Let me know if you guys can see it. Can you see this? It's a little bit off to the side, but move it over. All right, let's continue. I should just use my headset. We'll do that tomorrow.
Let's look at how to add items to a list. You really just put data in here. Let's create another one of these empty lists, and let's put some data in there. So, for instance, if I was making a list of programming languages that you could learn here on Treehouse, now obviously, let's start with Python. And that's a string, and then we can add a comma to separate our values, right? So next up, let's do JavaScript. And let's add another one. Let's add Java. JavaScript and Java are different languages, by the way. And of course, we teach many more languages, but let's just stop here for right now. So I'm going to press Enter, and you'll see that we got a list object created. And as you know, we can label that object so that we can keep it around. So let's create our variable and assign it a new list. Let's keep with our languages idea. So say languages equals, and we also teach C#, we teach Ruby.
So we're learning Python together, so hopefully it's not too boring. We're doing a little bit of both. Right now, this is called lists, or in JavaScript, right? These would be an array. So you notice here, he doesn't have to actually declare, like he doesn't have to say variable. He can just type the variable. He doesn't have to say let or const or anything like that. He just types languages. So I think that's pretty neat. Website, this is Team Treehouse. Go down. The link is in the description. So I'm just literally following along with the course.
Ruby, and we teach Swift. There's even more. So
Let me know if
now
there's
that we have a
reverb.
list,
Otherwise, I'm
we
just
can
gonna
actually
leave it
check
going.
and see how many items it has. Just like we use the len function to see how many letters were in a string, we can use the same function to count the items. So we can say len of languages, and we should see 3. Pretty cool, isn't it? You can pass just about any object to that len function, and it will most likely give you the answer that you're looking for. There is a saying in the Python world: there should be one, and preferably only one, obvious way to do it.
Oh, I didn't type
And this
that.
definitely falls into that Zen of Python. And therefore, it can be said that the use of the len function is Pythonic. More
You
in
don't
the
have to
detail.
specify the data
Let's
type.
take a look
Nope.
at some coercion too. So you might remember that any non-empty
You'll find
string,
that
when
stream nice.
coerced to a Boolean, is true. Well, the
Yeah,
same
I
holds
mean,
true
I already
for
know the
lists,
basics.
right? So if we say,
Am I
what's the
still
Boolean value
gainfully
of
employed?
languages?
I sure am, Charles.
We'll see that it's true.
I
And just like
actually
how
have like
empty
5
strings
jobs.
coerce the false, so do empty lists. So we say bool, and we give that an empty list, no items, it's going to give us a false. Emptiness is false.
So we have the
Sometimes you'll see
pause
lists.
it real quick. So what we're doing here is length, len, right? So this is like dot length in JavaScript. And then also, I never thought we'd have 70 people watching me learn to code Python from the basics. And then what he's doing down here with these bool languages, it's called an ify check. So in JavaScript, you can do that with, different data types or if-else statements, and you can see if it like compiles down to true or false. That's what this bool is doing.
Used in an expression like if list, this can basically be read like if there are items in this list, then do this code. You can also create a list from any iterable, which we'll talk about more here in a bit. But one data type that we know for sure is iterable is a string, right? We can iterate through each letter using a for in loop, like the banner at the party. So you can pass in an iterable. So let's use it. So we'll do this. We'll say banner equals list, and let's say that make this banner was congratulations as the text there. So we're going to coerce an iterable, a string iterable, into a list, and watch what happens. So now if we take a look at banner, you'll see that each element of the list is a letter. All right, so I'm in the process right now of putting together a meeting to talk about some future courses, and I want to invite some fellow teachers. Let's do this. Let's make a new file
Python
called
project? No.
meeting.py.
No, not right now.
Meeting.py.
Okay, so yep, that's like a split. This keep translating JavaScript code. I mean, I'll do my best as much as I can. That's kind of how I learn, right? I compare between both languages. That way it can helps me understand it, right? Once you learn one, you kind of learn the other. So you can do a variable, and so imagine instead of like, you would do like a variable dot split. This is kind of like the Python version of that. It literally just split everything out, but you're listing it out. How would you get hands-on experience if you know the basics of Python? Automate the boring stuff, or maybe do a Django tutorial.
So what I'll do is I'll create.
Let me make the file here. You can also do this in VS Code. Python's where it's at.
A variable named attendees. And I'm going to assign it a list. And that list will have in it, we'll have Ken, Elena.
Can I view the file, please?
Awesome. So
why can't I type in this? There we go. Hopefully it's not too small for you guys. I can make the screen bigger. It's the first one, right? So bound to be some that ad. Teach us React.js. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll definitely get into JavaScript
let's print out
next.
how many attendees we have. So we'll say print. There are, and we'll just use this multi-parameter version of print. Attendees current. Let's go ahead. I'm going to drop out of this.
Then we have print, right? So this is your console log for
meeting.py. There are 3 attendants currently. Awesome. Now, one thing that I'd like to point out is that lists are mutable, meaning we can change them. We can add an attendee to this list if we want to. And in fact, Ashley just pinged me on Slack and told me that she wants to be a part of this meeting. So let's take a quick break and then come back and learn how to add items to a list.
Did I do this wrong? Oh, I have to run the file, that's why. So this is how you run a file in Python here. You type py and then whatever the Python file is. Command not found. All right, what did he do? Replay.
So you know how we can and we'll just use this multi-parameter version of print.
Oh.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to drop out of this and let's run that file. So we'll say python meeting.py. There are 3 attendants currently. Awesome. Now, one thing that I'd like to point out is that lists are mutable, meaning we can change them. We can add an attendee to this list if we
Why is mine not working? You don't need to type. All right. Yeah, see, it doesn't know what it is. Would I study AI ML after you learn everything about Python? Yeah, probably. I'll get there eventually. Did I save it? No, I didn't save it. That's what that little dot means. So you guys called me out. Wow, see, this is why you don't live stream code. See, there we go. Problem solved. I've used this launcher like twice, so now we know how it works. Here we go. Just type the name in .py. Oh, so you're saying that I can just do this? Apparently not. What is this? We're learning Python.
want
All right.
to. And in fact, Ashley
figured
just
it out.
pinged me
I
on
just
Slack
didn't
and
save
told me that
because
she
I'm
wants to be
bad.
a part of this meeting. So let's take a quick break and then come back and learn how to add items to a list.
Teacher's notes. Type import this. Questions. How do you make a square bracket? All right. Okay, so it's a video transcript here, so it's literally line by line. That's kind of neat. You're liking this? Well, I hope you guys are liking it. I feel like it's very niche. I'll try to do regular live streams. I'll probably do 2 live streams a day if we're going to do this, because I'd still like to just engage. I feel like a Twitch streamer, just you're watching me live stream something. Complete the code with the function that determines the number of items. Fantastic, that would be b dot length. This is true. Empty string literal. Maybe like this. Yeah. Finish quiz. Continue.
So now that we've seen how to create a list, let's take a look at a powerful and common feature of lists, adding items. So let's go ahead and pop open a REPL. So I'm going to open
Which
a
has
Python
programming
shell,
section.
Python.
Yeah, it's fine.
And one thing I should note
Your
is
work
that
just
lists
won't
can
stop
store
and say
any
hi.
object,
Looking
any
forward to
data.
watching this
So
later. Nice.
let's say that I wanted to store my temperature over time. As I went to the doctor, they could just add to my records, right? So let's create an empty list to store these readings. So we'll say temperatures equals, and I'm going to do an empty list. And again, that's opening hard bracket, closing hard bracket, empty list. Awesome. So now let's add my temperature to that. So what we want to do is we want to append a value to our list. So I'll say temperatures, and there's a method that allows you to do this. So I'm going to put a dot because I want to get to the methods. And the method name that allows you to add a value to the end of a list is called append. So I'm going to say append.
Okay, so we're doing
And I will
append.
pass in the item. And the first time I was
This is
running
like push.
98.6. Now, don't worry, I'm not super sick. Those are in Fahrenheit, and that's the standard temperature. And then the next trip to my doctor, they took my temperature. I was running a little bit hot. So I'm going to append another value. We'll do 99.4. And let's take a look here at our list. There we go. We got 2 lists in there. We just keep on appending. I went to the end of the list, right? You'll note that when I'm appending these values, I'm not being returned a new list. I'm actually modifying the existing list in place.
What
That's
side am
because
I
lists
on? I'm
are
on Team
mutable.
Treehouse. Link
You're
forward's in
able
the
to change them.
description.
So I ended up catching the flu, and it was so bad that I ended up in the emergency room. And they
Alright, so
stored
then
my
I can
temperatures
print
there for
out
me.
temps.
And this is what it looked like in there. It was pretty bad. So these are
Temps.
my ER temps. And I'm going to create a new list. I was at 102.2. That's really high if you don't
Patrick, good
speak
morning.
in Fahrenheit. And then I was 101.1 and started going back down to 99.9. So when I came back to my doctor, I wanted to combine the 2 lists, right? It's the same data that we're talking about. It's just
Alright,
from
you
2
want to
different.
combine lists, so I need to make another list. Hold on. We have temps and temps 2. Didn't they get started early? Good morning. Welcome aboard.
Sources.
I'm really
so
surprised
if you
there's so
want to
many
add
people
all
watching
items
this.
from one list onto an
just
existing
let me know
list,
what you want to
can
see.
use a
I'm
method
still
known
answering
as
questions and all
extend.
that.
So I'm going to use my original list, which was temperatures. I'm going to extend that
Temps.
with my other value, which is ER temps.
Also, we're combining arrays
take a look at
or lists
temperatures,
in Python.
See that I have both of those lists together, right? I just appended these all at the end. It extended the list. Now, sometimes extending a list isn't exactly what you want. You might want to have a combination of the 2 lists, but not modify either one of them. You want a brand new list and leave the previous lists alone. This is
Head
where
to class. See you
concatenation
later.
comes
What's
into
up,
play.
dude?
Concatenation works with the plus sign, and it's just like string concatenation.
Like
so here,
your
let's
content?
do
Thanks,
this.
man.
We'll say that I have some primary care doctors. You might have heard of these doctors. Go to a doctor called Dr. Scholes.
I don't know why they
and
type
my other
out
go-to doctor is Dr. Pepper.
such long variables.
And when I was at the ER, I didn't catch their names. All I caught was their first names. And so it was Doug and Susan. I was super out of it. They're really super attractive, though. But I don't want to change my primary care doctors, right? Suppose I wanted to show a list of everybody who helped me through this flu season. What I can do is I can concatenate those two lists together. So if I wanted to say all doctors, and I could say I wanted to use my primary care doctors and I wanted to use my ER doctors.
Oh, we can't see the code.
That
All
created
right.
a brand new list and stuck it in all doctors. So all doctors is now referring to a list that has both Doug and Susan and Dr. Schultz and Dr. Pepper together, but it didn't affect my primary care doctors. One more thing that I'd like to make sure we remember is that these lists can store any data type, right? So if I wanted to
Sorry.
store it in my temperatures, which before we were just putting floats in there, right? Because they have the
Missed a
list
piece.
and stuck it in all doctors. So all
Oh,
doctors
so we're
is now
just
referring to a list that
concatenating.
has
Literally,
both
you
Doug
can
and
just add
Susan
these together,
and Dr.
so I
Schultz
can
and Dr. Pepper
add
together.
docs plus.
But it didn't affect my primary care
Add
doctors.
docs.
One more
Literally
thing
just
that
add
I'd like
them
to make
together.
sure we remember is that these lists
We're
can
concatenating.
store any data type, right? So if I wanted to store it in my temperatures, which before we were just putting floats in
Self-actualize,
there,
I'm
right? 'Cause
glad.
the numbers.
Yeah,
I
so if
can
you wanna
append- I can
follow
totally append
along,
the
literally
99 to
just-
integer, but it would go in there. And I could even actually,
go
nothing's
down to
stopping me
the-
from putting in a string.
the link in the
Right, if I burn
description.
it up. And if I take a look at temperatures, it's totally going to be fine. There's an integer and a string in this list. The data type doesn't matter. Okay,
So
so
you can combine
back to
data
our
types
meeting
pretty
example.
easily
What we
with
were
the
trying to do here was
append.
we were trying to get Ashley to.
So let's go. Let's pause for a second. Let's explain how this is working. We have temps, right? This is just a list. And then we're extending it with this other temps too. Well, we have normal temps, which I appended, or the dot push method you might be familiar with in JavaScript. You know, so array dot push, whatever you're pushing. There's a whole other level of hand-holding, someone doing the tutorial for you. Well, we're talking it through. It's not like I'm doing it for you. There's actually questions and stuff towards the end. You have to make an application. Anyways,
Come along. She had pinged me and I wanted to add her to these lists. Now I could just put it here. Let's practice our skills. Let's give them a little stretch. So let's add her here to this list. So what do we do to add her? We want her at the end of the list. So
oh, hold on. They want to go back to this. All right, so he wants to append people. We're gonna append some people. I'm gonna append self-actualize 174 to the group. I'm gonna append, but I need to put this above the print, or you're not gonna see anything. What are you doing here? We're going from Python from scratch, so just walking you guys through some Team Treehouse, and we're talking about how it works, comparing it to other languages, and right.
we are just going to append Ashley. There we go. And as meetings
Combining
work,
our
Ashley
skills
suggested
now.
that we should also have Gil and James come as well. So let's extend our list with Ashley's suggestions. So she suggested that we had James and Gil. So that's a list in its own. And we want to just put them at the end there of our list. And since this is a list literal, we've created a new list. And we want to say
A list
attendees
literal without
dot extend
defining.
James and Gil. Now, if
like
we
it is a
accidentally said
variable.
append, it would actually append
So we'll do
a list.
HF Brody,
So
yeah,
we'll get to that later.
Python 3, yeah.
But now the list should be extended, and James and Gil should be appended to the end. Well,
That's
you
what
know
we'll do. We'll
what?
just make
We should
people in the
probably
chat.
add some optional
Just pay or
invitees
we can
too.
do
because
it too.
meetings
There's
tend to
7-day
go, don't they?
free
So
trial.
We'll do optional invitees.
How long have I been working with Python?
And
I mean,
these
this
two
isn't
are
my first
super
time.
busy, so I'm gonna not suggest that they come, but they
Envy,
can come. We have
Gulam.
Ben, Jacobin, and Dave McFarland. So they're optional invitees here. So, you know what?
Okay,
now
so we
though,
just
our
made it
account's gonna be
literal,
up here,
and
right?
now
This is
we're
only looking at
just-
the attendees, but there could be. We might need to
I
pick
don't
a
have
room.
an attendees.
So
Make my own
let's make sure that we have a
variables.
large enough meeting space.
A
Let's
Maverick.
concatenate these two lists. So we'll say potential.
So we're going to
attendees.
extend it onto it.
And we don't
kinda
want
like
to
concatenate,
modify
but
either the
extend.
optional or the original attendees. We just want to make a new list. So we'll say attendees plus the optional attendees. And this should be everybody that could potentially be there. And that way we'll have a large enough room. So let's make sure that this says there are.
All right, so then he's like, so he's going through everything that we've learned, right? So I'll explain this in a second. We got more people in chat. Who wants to be a variable? Yeah. We got Rune, and then we'll do art. You can be another variable. And so then we're just doing all of this, and we're going to do group plus group 2, which literally just adds these two arrays or lists together. And then we're going to print them out. It's like tutorial inception. Did you just heard Maverick? Yeah, you did. You can go ahead and relate that to Logan Paul if you want. We need to assign this to, let's see, overall. And then we'll print overall. It's a little bit off topic, but this is how I learn, right? I don't follow the tutorial exactly. I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I do this. Let me just find out. So to clear the console, you can do that. Just type clear. You have to Control Z out of it first. All right, so then we just run the file. So pi meeting to save it. I don't want to be bad. I have to type Python. All right. Oh my God. I think I have insert. I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, print overall. Oh my God. I put it as a string, not a variable. There we go. So I messed that up. You see that? You saw that error there? I put this in as a string instead of the actual variable, so it literally printed out overall. Anyways, you guys can see there. All right.
The length of potential.
Paxton, hello, what's
potential
up? Welcome
attendees.
aboard. How you guys doing? Feel free to ask me questions. I'm answering, teaching,
Need
and
space 'cause it builds
explaining what we're doing
There we
all at
go.
the same time. This
And
is
let's
really good for
give
my
that a
brain.
run. I'm
Over
gonna
time,
drop
I'll
that
get better.
here, and I will type Python meeting.py. I spelled something wrong, it looks like, right? So name error, optional attendees. Oh, I said invitees. So this is optional invitees.
Dude, I love using different variables than what they do in the tutorial because you
There
end
are
up
8
like
potential attendees currently.
trying.
Awesome.
You end up
Now,
putting
the order
brain
of this
power
list that
like
we're working with here
matching
doesn't
exactly
really
what they're doing
But
rather
as
than
you can
just
imagine,
like
there
doing
are some
something for
lists where
yourself.
the order matters.
But applying
And
the
you might not
concepts.
want just to add to the end of your list. You might want
Do
to
I already
insert
know
at a specific
Python? Yeah, I
location.
built a
Let's take a
Python
look at that problem
keylogger.
right after this quick break.
I haven't done Django or Flask very much though, so when we get to that point, which we will pretty soon. Gym before this or after? Today's shoulder day. Drinking some pre-workout right now. All right, let's get the band back together. Could I please add Paul to the end of the list using the appropriate list method? All right, can you guys see this? There's a little quiz here. What do we want? We want to add Paul to the end of the Beatles list. All right. We're pending. We're going to append Paul on there. All right, so let's review it. Check work. Oh, all right. So they're going to be sticklers, and they're going to tell me it has to be uppercase. That's fine. You're almost done with Team Treehouse Foundation course. It's good. You think definitely you fall asleep regularly while listening. I mean, time to turn that speed up, man. It's good. You got to be trying to catch yourself there. Well done. You're doing great. Fantastic. Thank you. So I made a mistake. It was lowercase p. I mean, that's what you get with online code IDEs, right? Or maybe it matters, but it's just a string. All right, what's the next task we're doing here? Let's add others to Beatles. So we want to use that extend method here. So that's like that flattener that I talked about. And we want to extend it with the others. Hopefully that makes sense. What OS do Python developers use? Unix. I use Windows. I actually have, I use VS Code. I can show you guys how to set that up at some point. So that's plural. This would be a lot better because if I was using an IDE, it would autofill my variables and I wouldn't have all these typos. But, right, so we're extending that out. Let's check the work. Insertion error, append not found. I goofed. I forgot to put the list in there. I put it as a variable. How good is my bash? It's fine. I think, I hope the videos won't be deleted. Yeah, so I got exclusive permission from Treehouse to do this. And so yesterday we voted and today we're doing on it. All right, so let's check it again. I passed it in as a variable. You have to pass it in as a list, so I goofed. Recheck that work. Is this real life? All right, help me. Help me, I'm stuck. Let's figure it out here. Have to use append. Oh, really? We're not just extending? All right. Oh, they want me to do both, I guess. So they first want me to append Paul. And then they want me to append others. Is that what's happening? Extend not found in Beatles. Okay. I just did that a second ago, but I didn't include Paul, so it told me, right? That would have been nice if it told me that I needed the first one in addition with the other one. Struggle bus.
There's going to come a time when you're working with lists where you're going to want to access a specific element in that list.
How's
now,
the audio
for
from
us,
this guy?
You can refer to a specific element through what is known as
We're
indexing.
working at
Every element in your list is assigned a number, and you can access them by an opening hard bracket,
1.75.
followed by a number representing which element you want, and a closing hard bracket.
Got me, fam. Thanks.
We'll explore accessing elements here in a bit, but first, let's tackle a common problem that happens when indexing. Indexing in Python is zero-based. What this means is that the first element, which most...
All right, let me explain this. Here we go, guys. I'm going to go ahead and explain how this is working. If you've zero-based indexing, right? So I have a list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't actually start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It starts at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's always -1. Dot append dot extend. Yeah, well, I don't know. It seems to be a little bit of a stickler. So what do I mean by platform? Something like Cloud EE or Learning Platform. This is a... Oh, you're not talking to me. Is JS zero-based? Yeah, it's zero-based. Same thing. So that's why when you write a loop to check the length of... when you write a loop to check, right, you start at 1, and then you go, less than length -1. That's because you start at 1, but you have to take off 1 to count for the 0. Hopefully that makes sense.
likely you would assume to be 1 is actually 0.
So if you want to get the number 1, you have to say, all right, list of 0.
I can't tell you the amount of
number
times
2,
that
all
I've
right,
made
list
the
of
mistake
1.
using an incorrect index. We all do.
It gets
feels
weird.
unnatural. And we all struggle with it, and I think I
Everyone's
found a
used
way
to
to help
starting
you
off
remember it.
counting at 1.
We do it in English too. So take a moment and think about how we talk about age. Now, my youngest daughter, she's about to turn 4.
You're
Her
used
first
to
year
it.
of life, though, like before her first
Normal.
birthday, we talked about how old she was in terms of months. It was never like, hey, how old is this cutie? 0. But really, it was her 0th year. After she turned 1, we just say 1, and then 2, and now she's 3. We don't really ever say it, but to access that first year of her life by a year
0th
index,
element,
use 0
I mean,
too.
Python
now, as
peeps
weird as it sounds in baby years,
say
it's
whatever, I
okay to
guess.
say the 0th in indexing, no matter how awkward it sounds. You'll get used to it. Let's go look at how to get the 0th or first element. One of my favorite types of lists is a wish list.
So
I have a
we're
wish
just
list on almost
accessing
every
a
site that
list.
allows for them. I keep track of the stuff that I want to buy, and when it comes time for presents,
Yeah,
I just want
length
people to.
-1, so
I love to
same
read
thing,
books,
Music Storm.
especially programming books.
What
Let's use my
isn't
Python reading
zero-based
wish
is a better
list as an
question.
example.
Sure,
so
there's
let's go
something out
ahead
there.
and create a new file called wishlist.py.
Oh, we want a new file.
And in the teacher notes of this
Let me
video,
move this
I've
over.
included the list. So go ahead and copy it, and then come in here and paste it. And go ahead and save it.
All
Whenever
right,
I get
so
a
they
new
gave us a
recommendation,
file to copy paste. Let me come down here. Oh, we got a list of books. Fantastic. And so we're probably going to go over how we access the first book and the second book. And oh, look, they're using automate the boring stuff with Python, practical programming. So I've seen the viewer count go up and down like crazy. I can't tell if it's boring or, this is a problem when you jump in the middle of the stream. It's hard to have context, but we're still going to do it. Okay.
I just appended to my list. I really enjoy reading beginner books and the creative ways that authors come up with presenting the challenging concepts. This teaching programming is pretty hard. And it's kind of an addiction of mine. I always read these books. And I keep hearing such great things
We
about
want
this
the
first
first one, right? We
Automate
do
the boring
books.
stuff with Python. I've heard so many people love this book. I
0.
can't wait to read it. One thing that I'd like to point out here is look at how nicely things are spaced. Each item is on its own line. This is pretty common
Like in
syntax, and you can
JavaScript.
see that it improves legibility. Now imagine if this were all on one line, it'd be a little gross, right? It's definitely hard to parse as a human, but this way is really nice. Another thing that you'll notice is I have a
Morning,
trailing
Brian.
comma
How's it
here
going?
after this last
Welcome
element.
aboard.
This is also totally fine and even encouraged. It makes adding a new item to the list that much easier. Check the teacher's notes for more. So I want to explore this list a bit, and I wish I had this list in the REPL. Ready for this? You can actually run this code interactively, meaning the code will execute and then you're dropped into a shell. And all you need to do to make that happen is to pass a specific option or flag to the interpreter.
might leave.
And that flag is -i for interactive. So what you do is you do Python -i for interactive, and you say
All right, look, I'll bump up my microphone.
wish list.
This is
And
better.
you see that I've been dropped into
Well,
the
let me
shell.
bump it
and
up
I have
some more.
access now to our books list.
How about
Check
now?
this out. Boom. Super powerful, right? Also, see how ugly that single line representation of this list looks? It's not very pretty.
This is the first time doing this. I've never
Let's go
streamed
ahead
code
and
before.
retrieve
I only
that
record
first
it.
element.
So this will be good.
We have books, and in order to get inside, we use an opening hard bracket, and we want to get the first element. So we remember that lists are 0-based, so we use 0.
What is this Python dash? What is this Python dash I wizardry he's doing here? Pything. Can that be the new name? Yeah, so let's do that, I guess. So we're accessing this file. So, alright, so this I lets us access this file. Craig Dennis Mom. I don't know who that is. So that's like, lets us just run the file but have access to everything in it. That seems kind of neat. I didn't know that. So let's go book 0, just like in JavaScript. Should give us that. Yep. Pretty neat.
And then a closing hard bracket. You'll see it returns the element in the list at position 0. Now this 0 is also referred to as the index. Now, one thing to remember is that lists are mutable, so I can change this list in a couple of ways.
Why don't I reduce the playback speed of the tutorial? Because the whole point of this is not to just upload
one way is that
the
I can
Team
assign values.
Treehouse
So
videos, right? That's what I'd be doing if I just like walked away and played the video for you guys. Like
So
at that rate, just log in and do it yourself.
Now we want the second entry, so that's 2, right? No, it's 0 based. It's in baby years.
Oh,
That's right.
Craig
So
Dennis.
the second is actually 1.
You're memeing me,
And now I can just assign to it.
Julio.
So that is Python for data analysis. And the author is super important on this one. It's Wes McKinney. He is actually the creator of the data framework Pandas. And Pandas takes up a good portion of this book, this Python for data analysis book. And it's straight from the creator. We can't forget Wes. More than the teacher's notes. So note now that books 1 has been updated. And if we look at our books list is updated.
Oh, we're just overriding stuff. That's neat. So you can literally do this exact same thing in JavaScript.
Because I don't want to forget that later. So what we've done is we've changed something in
Feel
the
free to
shell.
ask questions while we do this.
Change it here and I put it up here.
We can talk about whatever.
A wonderful feature of lists is that you
The
can
I
index
option
them with a
interactive mode.
negative
All right,
index
that's
to
neat.
count from the
Thanks
end.
for, I didn't know
So
that.
the last item in our list is always going to be -1. So if we look at books, -1, we'll see that we get back Hello Web App from Tracy Osborne.
Oh, snap, for real? Does this work? Oh, I have to do lin of books. See, I got that backwards. I was trying to do it. Yeah, so we got 5. So what if I did? Nope. Neat. It really looks a lot like JavaScript. That's why it's kind of easy to go back and forth. So literally I just do books. -1. Alright then. My cam block's part of the screen. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, we'll figure it out as we go.
And we can get the last book by
I'll
doing
just make my
books
camera small.
2. And we'll get the Python for kids. I can't wait to do that with my daughter. She's not quite there yet reading-wise, which is why it's close to the end of my list, but I cannot wait to do that one. Now, if you didn't know that you could use negative indexing on lists,
There we go.
how do you think you might try to get to that last element? What would you do to accomplish it? Now, it might actually not be clear, but you can run code inside of the index. You can run code in here. So if we said books, and if we wanted to get the last element, I guess what we would do is we get the length of
Python
books,
is awesome.
and then
Oh,
we
let
would
me
subtract
exit.
1, because the length of books would be 5 here, but we only want to go 0, 1. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to get the last one. So we'd say books. So you can actually run code in there, and you'll see that it still pulls the last one out. We don't need to do that because it's actually
Oh, alright, well.
-1, but I did want you to see that you could run code to produce an index. We really should just rely on those negative indices, which, by the way, is the multiple of indices.
So
let's
this
add
is
a
like
little-
how you do it. If you want to do this in like JavaScript, you would do like books dot length, right, -1. But apparently in Python you can just do -1, and so it's literally like the reverse. So what's the last one? -1. That's neat. Why don't I put the camera on part of the Team Treehouse? You know, you're coming in with those real ideas. I don't know why you didn't say that earlier, Julio.
little feature to our wish list script. Let's print out the recommended gift for anyone looking to buy us something, right? So we'll say print
It's not books.
suggested gift, and we'll use the string formatting, and we'll put the first element there, which again is 0. Here we go. And I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna drop out of here. Let's go ahead and run this. Forgot save it. So let's go ahead here and we'll save it, and then we'll run it. Awesome. Automate the boring stuff. Nice recommendation. Now, so far, we've seen that you can use append to add to the end of the list. Well, now that we know
Using
about how
Codecademy to
indices
learn
work, I'd like to
Python.
show
I
you
haven't
another
learned
way to
Python
add an
there,
item to your
but
list.
if it works
So
for you, I
let's
mean, do
add
it.
a new book, but to the front of a list. We want to insert a book at a specific point in our ordered list. So the keyword is insert. So we're going to say books.insert. We'll insert 0 here, and we'll do a learning Python. So it's a gigantic book with an unfortunate acronym. Powerful object-oriented programming. And so now if we look at books, we'll see, there we go, it's there at the front. Insert. This book is huge. It's on its 5th edition. And oh, shoot, I forgot to add that author. That's okay. I can assign elements, and I can even use in-place addition. So let's say, so books.
Why didn't that work?
We're going to do a plus equals, because we want the title. We'll do Mark Lutz. Cool, right? It works just like a variable. Oh, you know what?
To have the pro plan, yeah. Just a beginner's course? Yeah, we're starting from scratch. Double and single quote, dude. Calling me out on my syntax. I use single quote just because it's easier to type. Dude, there's some weirdness going on with this terminal. I don't have insert enabled. I don't know what's happening. If I press end, it doesn't. Oh my god. Okay, so we got 0. Do you guys ever get frustrated like this? Is this exclusive bonus content worth it? It could be. I haven't gotten there yet. Right, so 0, right? Learn whatever. Now we insert it. Books. Right, so we added learn whatever to the 0 position, so everything else got bumped forward 1.
Now that you know about indexing, check this out on strings. So in the 90s, there was this bizarre time where raisins were rapping about using the library. Now, I can hardly say the word books without rapping books. Check them out. More than the teacher's notes. So those lyrics to that song are books.
Double quotes to interpolate.
Check them out.
I've just been using
That.
single quotes so
Now,
long because
I can
I don't have
access
to press
characters
shift
of
to
a string by
get
index. So I
double
can say
quotes.
lyrics
I can just tap it
0,
with my pinky.
and we'll get B, the
Faster
first
for
letter
me.
from that. Cool, right? Now the thing to remember is that while our lists are mutable, we can change them. Strings are immutable. I can't change them. So, like for instance, if I wanted to change the first letter here to a C, we want to say the lyric 0 equals C, make that cooks, check them out. You'll notice it won't let me because it's immutable. All right, so we've got a wish list, but no way to do the most important part, grant the wish. We have to be able to get those items out of the wish list, right? Also, as we know, we might make a mistake and we want to delete an item. Let's take a look at removing items right after this quick break.
Doesn't even work. Hello, Fluke. Good morning, Prosno. What's up? It's really carry over from Ruby. Ruby syntax is the worst, man. Alright, what would be the output of the following code? Fave characters -1. Print fave. Obviously Cherie. Guys, tell me to slow down if I'm going too fast. Can access a specific character on a string by using an index, but you can't change it. I don't think so, because I just tried to do that. I literally just tried to do that. Apparently you can, and I just messed up. Alright, next question. Considering the follow, yeah, I typoed my first try. Thanks, Neelan. Thanks for calling me out. Okay, how do you access the element? You just... What? We would do this. Assume you want to add a to-do to the very beginning. What's the correct answer? That holds the value that completes the missing fields. With that insert 0. Better luck next time. I have to retry it because I goofed. Alright, true. Learn my lesson. We would insert 0 to bump everything forward. Right, so we'd like shift everything over in JavaScript. Keep up the momentum.
All right, so I've updated our master list. It's in the teacher's notes. I'm going to go ahead and copy it and paste it. So it's been written now.
Okay, so Team Treehouse, if you're watching, these menus pop up literally every time a new page loads, and you have to click clear all. All right, master list. Replacing master list. All right, interactive mode. You guys can't really see. Move this down some. I think that works.
There we go. We have the learning Python book first. Let's remind ourselves of what our app here is doing. So I'm going to go to Python-I for interactive mode and open up wish list. Right, it's pulling the first book out. It's bringing the first item.
All you people lurking, we got
I've already
69
read that
people
book,
here.
so
If you guys
I
could
kinda
do me a
want this off my
favor
wish
and
list
hit
before
like
someone buys me an extra copy of it. I
on the
wanna remove.
stream, that'd be
You
fantastic.
might have not seen the del statement before. Well, basically del, which is short for delete, allows you to essentially remove a label from an object. It deletes the name, not the object. So let's go ahead and use my delicious lunch as an analogy one more time. Let's create a new variable called Craig's lunch. And we'll set the value to the Unicode value of a taco. More in the teacher's notes about Unicode. So to do that,
This is supposed
we're
to be
going to use
like a
a named
rule.
Unicode value. So we're going to say \N, and then a curly brace, and the name of the Unicode object is taco. That's what we want there. So if you look at this, you can see a beautiful taco. There it is. Now, my taco leftovers are labeled with Craig's lunch. But
We can
I have
make
a bunch of other
emojis.
leftovers in the office fridge here. So I also want to label the type of meat. Now these tacos
That's some
that I
next
made
level
last
stuff.
night, they are carne asada. So I'm going to add an additional label. So I'm going to say carne asada equals Craig's lunch.
Wow.
And we'll see.
Alright, so Python's
that
the
carne
best
asada now also
language.
points to that same.
Did I skip the dot format?
Both of these labels are on that taco.
Yeah,
They
I
are
mean, I
referring
didn't
to
do
the
that
same
part.
Object. I can remove one of the labels by using the del keyword. So let's remove my lunch. This is scary. Del Craig's lunch. And now you'll see if I type Craig's lunch, we get a name error because it doesn't
Oh, I
know
can
what's going
delete
on.
variables,
It's like,
so I
what
can
is Craig's
create
lunch?
them
Oh,
and
it is.
delete
I
them?
it. I remove the
That's
label.
neato.
Now, the label's gone, but don't fear, my taco still exists under my old label of carne asada. That's still around. And there's my taco.
That's funny.
Now, if I were to remove this label, our office manager, Molly, will come through and do a quick cleanup of the fridge.
Julio, you can just
Anything
try
without a label
again,
gets
dude.
garbage
Go to
collected and
part-time
thrown
if you
out because
want.
no one's claiming it. More in the teacher's notes about how garbage collection works in Python. List indices work very similar to this. That is, that you can think of them as labels. So, I can use the del keyword to delete an item at a certain index.
Alright, I
Like
want
in-
to try something. This is how you learn, right? Does delete messes with everything in this terminal. It's not worth. Still gives me oh, it's because I have to rename. Okay, so it has to be uppercase, I'm imagining. Oh no. Infinite loop. Real life made it clear you weren't going to do it. Pretty good free content at least. Hey, that's good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Time to kill the console. View console. Okay. There we go. I broke it. That's what I get for using an online IDE. My computer's about to run out of memory. Alright. Where's my Python at? Alright, you know what, boys? This is what we're doing. Here we go. We're busting out the VS Code. Let's get more practical with this. Okay? You guys see this alright? Not really. Let me zoom this out. I'll move this over a little bit. Here. Here. It's zoomed in a little bit. I'll move it down so that you guys can see. Well, we'll have all these logistics figured out as we do this more. That works. Just use smaller font. All right. Take this linked list. Beginner. All right, and so then we want what do we want? We wanted like talk or wave, right? We wanted wave, and it was like this, / capital N, some of these for the emoji, and then I want wave, right? So then I want to print pi. So to do that, you come down here in the terminal, just type whatever. You have to install Python, right? So this is like a third-party thing. You need to go and get it and then install it. Flatiron School's community-powered program, that would be a cool one to review. I reached out to Flatiron, to the head of marketing, and asked if I could do it. And they said they would forward me to someone else, and then they've ghosted me since, so it's whatever. It'd be cool to do, though. All right, so we want, I think it's beginner. Let me save this. Oh, -I. Beginner. What? That's literally what he just did. See, nobody wants to watch a stream of someone getting stuck. Can't decode bytes and position. Try taco first. Is that because there's like nothing that exists for? Was it? Yeah, it says Unicode can't do it. Doesn't like it. It's not having it. Or just have. Thomas Diller says, "Have you tried just not?" Wait, so Python 1 yesterday? Yeah, I did it at the last minute. Encoding is the bane of your existence. What am I trying to do? We're trying to print the taco emoji in the exact same way that he just did over here, but we can't. Or it was actually wave. So does it have to be capitalized? Is that what we're doing here? It has to be Unicode? Yeah, but why doesn't it work? How does that solve my problem? Let's try taco. Still doesn't work. You can see here. Is that a website to learn Python? Yeah, we're doing Team Treehouse. I am running it in the terminal. Environment encoding. Hold. Here we go. We're just gonna get all the extensions. Already have that. Reload, installing. How are you guys doing today? You guys got big plans? It's hump day. Usually Wednesdays around when people are making their plans. Alright, let's reload this bad boy. Still doesn't like it. Unicode the JS. We might have to do a little of the old Goog. Do I go by Joshua or Josh? What programming is really like? Yeah, this is what programming is really like. Getting stuck. Figuring out why your environment. I need double backslash. Doesn't like it. It's not a fan. Oh, you figured it out before me. You guys are so smart. Look. I'm just a guy. That's the best comment, Jebediah Cole. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you what programming is really like. So when you're like, do you just code for like 4 hours a day? You see how long that took? 15 minutes. Now imagine doing that more and more. I mean, this happens a lot more when you start a new job and then you have to set up your environment. Yeah, I mean, it's working now, but it's not giving me my emoji. Where's my emoji? That's the real question. Save as. There should be a save with encoding option. Doesn't exist. Use 1 backslash. I'm using Python 3. Quick off-topic resume. You said it's better not to include pictures, but that seemed to be specific for jobs. Does it apply in Europe? Europe, it's different. You could leave it there, but I still wouldn't do it. If they want to see your picture, they can go look at your LinkedIn. Use the space that you'd put a picture on your resume for something else. You know what I mean? Use 1 backslash. I tried using 1 backslash. It doesn't work. All right, let's just
really
skip.
just deleting the label,
skip
not
the
the actual
emojis.
object. Now, for example,
We're done.
I definitely don't want this first book on my personal wish list, right? This learning Python book. I don't want it on my wish list, but I do want to recommend it still. So I'll add a new variable called.
Tell Intel you're welcome, dude.
So I'll create a new variable called recommendation, and I'm going to go ahead and add a label to that object of recommendation. So now it's got 2 labels. It's got book 0 and recommendation. And now I can run a del statement on books 0. And if you take a look at books, you'll see that learning Python is no longer there, but my variable still has access to it. There's the learning Python that I pulled out.
Can I try print waved out decode? Yeah, we're not trying to do that though, but I'll try it. That's not working. Doesn't seem to be a fan. U/in. All right, let's look. All right, people enjoy watching me get stuck. Do I have the speed turned up? Yeah, I got the speed way turned up because I'm not going to do this at 1x. I listen to books at 2x almost all day long, so listening to people talk at 1x is, I can't. All right, we're going to try it. I don't know what you want. Let's try this. Not a fan. Does this work? That seems to work-ish. Hey, we got it! The real MVP. We decoded the taco. This was the highlight of the stream, guys. So you is the real MVP here. Save. Still doesn't want to do it. We can only print. Can't assign this to a variable. Unexpected indent. Oh, JK, we can. I'm bad. That's like Ruby. That's like next level Ruby. All right, mission accomplished. Whew. Alt-Z to your editor to see the whole line of code. Didn't work. Didn't work.
And sometimes you don't
Today
want to
we
keep
learned
the library, right? You
encoding,
want it to be
boys.
garbage
We
collected.
learned
That is when del
encoding
is
on
perfect.
Windows.
Oftentimes, though, you don't want to do a removal from the list. You want to keep it in a variable.
All right, so let's go back to what he was actually talking about before we got sidetracked. But this is how you learn, right? It was such a big deal. We're never going to forget how to do emojis. Which IDE? This Visual Studio Code. All right. Nope. Nope, can't see anything there. All right. Then we got tacos. Tacos for days. You think you've learned encoding? I'll call it accomplished for the day. Right, so. We have the recommendations is the first book. We're going to recommend the first book. Then we're going to delete from books the first one. So to do that right, we want to delete books 0. But we've still stored it. We've created a new space in memory. We've duplicated it. So if we do the rec here, right? Let's just save it and run it. I'll show you what I mean. Right, so we've stored it, but if we look at books, learning Python will be gone. It is gone. I think that's it. Let's just use the emoji language from now on.
And when
all right, let's finish introducing lists, and then we'll
by default, if you just use
like,
pop,
we'll stop the coding and we'll talk about it.
So if we say books, and that method is called pop, we're gonna pop the last item off there, so we should get hello web app back. Now, see how the last item was returned? The REPL printed it out, right? So I could have stored that in a variable. This style of removing the last item is often referred to as LIFO, or last in, first out, right? The last item that's added to the list is the first one that comes out when you pop. Now, you can also pop at a specific index. So if I wanted to say books.pop, and I could say 0, it will pop the first book off, so automate the boring stuff, and I look at books, it's not there. And there we go, number 1 on my wish list. I think I'm gonna go buy this right now. My wish has been granted. Great job getting items added, inserted, and
Great job.
How are things feeling?
Thanks, Craig
Remember,
Dennis.
if anything at all has you perplexed, you are part of a wonderful community of fellow students. They would love
It's not
to
your
chat.
fault I'm
You
frustrated.
could even pop a question off that unanswered question list and answer one for your classmates. So, now that we can manipulate these lists,
Click to
I think
the
it's time to
editor
start taking
and
a
then
look
type
at some
Alt
typical
Z.
solutions that they provide. Sound good? Let's talk through some common
I'm
use cases
doing
of this
that, my
powerful
friend.
tool right after this quick break.
It's not working. Oh, we've made it to our final introducing lists. All right, consider incorrect equals elements. Symposium is not an element. This is a tough one, especially to do it in your head. So we'd pop the third one out. Why am I learning Python? We voted on it yesterday. Everybody wanted to see me stream code for once, so we're doing it together. Classics.pop. So we would remove the last one. And what would be the output? And then we're setting it. Okay, so we would get that one. Where is the questions on the left side from? What do you mean? The Python is a great language. Consider the following code. All right, a variable. All right, we're reassigning it. We're like, all right, what? Okay, we're still storing it. We've duplicated it. Greeting from Poland. Can I try to say? I mean, I can, right? It says look like Chaz Brizmi something. All right, we got some options here. Consider the following code. All right, we got a list. We're deleting the fourth. We're deleting flamethrower. So there are options.format, the length of options. So there are going to be 3 options left. Congratulations, we just finished list, guys, on Python. Meet the lists badge, or the meet list badge. All right, should we do this practice lesson? I don't know. Oh, we can't. It comes out next month. We'll have a practice lesson next month. Next month. What website am I on? Art, I do not. Nope, I don't. That's a huge turnoff. My parents did in the house when I grew up, so nope. That's just as far away as possible. I did it, guys. We did lists on Python. If you guys want to go back and do this for yourself, go sign up. You can actually get like everything, JavaScript, all that stuff. You get all of it there. So I can show you what the tracks are, but we'll come back to this. You can go sign up there, and then you can see everything that they have. Full screen this. Yeah, so we voted for Python, and then everyone voted for Python from scratch. So that's what we're doing here. So we started with Learn Python. It's supposed to take 21 hours. Treehouse got C++? I don't know. Let's see. It does. I saw it for a second. It's loading now. Wait, there was a vote? Yeah, the vote was yesterday. No, I don't see C++. It's funny. That's a good one. Python's where it's at. Hey, buddy. Do they teach machine learning? Yeah, they have an intro to machine learning here. Let me go to library. What are we voting on today? Nothing. Come down here. There's machine learning. Do that. Yeah, so I think we'll just hang out for a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna go lift some weights. So now you guys can stop looking at Treehouse. Look at me instead. So how are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? We got 72 people here. I'd appreciate it if you could click the thumbs up button. What did you think of that? How could I improve it? Let me know. Let's watch MIT OpenCourseWare together now. Yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on that. We need some engagement. Anyway, if you want to go check it out, it's free. Free for 7. If you sign up, it supports the channel. So I just finished that, right? You guys want to see some stuff? Wait, what are you working out today? Today's shoulders. So you can't escape Team Treehouse. Literally, look. Craig Dennis just sent me a personalized email. I can't. How are lists feeling? It's pretty amazing. Are you kidding me? That's pretty funny, though. You're messing today with DOM manipulation? It was awesome. Who let the dogs out? The back door's open. They're free to come and go. Hey, buddy. Hey, dude. How you doing down there, man? Am I still thinking about doing a PC build video? Yeah, I just don't have the stuff to build the PC yet. The stuff is coming today. We'll be here soon. What do I exercise for my shoulders? We gotta do that military press. Start off with the heavy military press. We do some laterals. We do some face pulls. We do some overhead barbell press. How many reps and sets? I do five sets, and then I'll do 4 to 6 reps. The rule is that if I can get 6 reps, then I add 5 pounds. And so then I keep going until I can't. So the minimum is 4, the max is 6. I'm trying to build strength. Yeah, I could do high rep for hypertrophy, but I'm natural, right? So it won't matter, right? I'll be super buff in the gym. Then all the blood will be in the muscles, and I'll be all pumped up. And then I'll leave, and everything relaxes, and I look like a noodle. Whereas if you train strength, at least you're strong. I do some high rep stuff at the end though. Fitness channel, yeah, no one would watch. So what supplements? Creatine. I don't take a whole lot of supplements. Not like that guy. I have my own supplements. I'm actually printing some labels this week. But yeah, so if you don't like drinking pre-workout or whatever, I just made them. I made my own supplements in these little pill form. And there's not like all these Alpha X Pro Male, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, like proprietary formula. Like, it's literally just like beta alanine 20 grams, citrulline 20 grams. You know, I mean, those aren't like accurate dosages. I just made that up, but you know what I mean. If you've ever been into any GNC, Super Shred Rip Pro Superman Stack. All right, bro. Well, so that's just like some beta alanine, caffeine. High reps, low weight for tone. No, I think it's more about diet for tone. You're still going to be pretty toned. Am I going to go full John Somez at some point and do self-help videos? I'm pretty sure that I'll just end up making vlogs before that because I like making film and special effects, but 20 grams in one pill, it's like the size of a beetle. Yeah, those aren't accurate dosages. No, I have the formulas all on an Excel sheet. Like, you can see it. There's nothing proprietary about it. It's just like if you want to go make it, you can. But if you wanted to buy it, then you could. And it supports the channel. And if you believe in me, like I believe in you. All right. Anyways, what resource do I use to learn Python? We were using Team Treehouse. That's the link. How long have I been going to the gym? Few years now. Basically, the wife's brother, my ex-wife's brother, made me work out. He was like, yeah, you're not doing anything but playing games all day. Get your ass up. You come to the gym. Okay, yes, sir. And it was the worst. What's the story with my weight? I have a video on it, but I used to be about 250 pounds. I was the last kid picked for, everything. How many hours working out daily? I set a timer for 45 minutes. It usually goes to about an hour, though. You're still looking for your first job? I've helped you a ton. Hey, dude, thanks for hanging out. Just let me know if I can ever help. That's the whole goal. Fitness carries over to code, right? There's a lot of people that are like, oh, gym is for douchebags, but like, there's a lot of moments in the gym where it's painful to do the last rep, but that's where the actual like progress is made. Like if you think about it like this, which I try not to do, you spend like the first 30 minutes of working out just tiring yourself out so you can get to the last, 5% where you're really like struggling. Then you make. Do I superset? It depends on what kind of workout I'm doing. I don't superset a whole lot. That's really hypertrophy, hypertrophous. I don't know how you would say that, but depends. I have weeks that are strength. Right now, mainly strength. Then I'll go back to hypertrophy for build up some stuff. Any thoughts or experience with nootropics? Yeah, I mean, you got your racetams, you got your adrafinil, you got your modafinil, you got a bunch of stuff like that. I read our nootropics a lot. Have you ever tried martial arts? I have a black belt in Taekwondo, but that's not like the most. It's more like, it's not jiu-jitsu or Krav Maga or whatever. I mean, I have to go work out. Literally, I start to feel down and depressed if I don't go work out. I know it's not for everybody. You don't have to lift weights, right? You can do calisthenics. I was like 15, but I was really big at 15 years old. I was like or like 13. I was like the size of 18-year-olds, and they paired me with like 20-year-olds to spar, and they were just smacking me in the head with like their roundhouse kicks, and I got really mad. Ever encounter attitude in the office? Employee acting superior or putting me down? If you put me down, I'm going to call you out on it. If you're acting superior, then you just look like a douche. I go to the gym 6 days a week, 5 minimum. I always try to be very considerate when I'm talking to people. If I'm teaching something to someone, I'm always like, hey, did that help you? Did I just rant, Like, are we working towards building a Python application? Yeah, we're going to be working towards building Django. How much money do I make using front-end skills? I don't use just front-end, but I make $75,000 a year. How about diet? What do I eat? Right now I'm doing the keto diet, so 20 grams carbs max per day, and then high fat, high protein. Meal planning? Nah, not so much. I'm working on it. Try to get everything together, right? So you're trying to do all these things in life at once, make YouTube videos every day, stream, do my full-time job. Like, I still have to go to work. I woke up really early. I still have to go to work in a few minutes, so it's fantastic. Well, I mean, I'll actually go to the gym and then work for the rest of the day. Do I have a Patreon? Yeah, if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon. I have a mentorship tier. I know it's expensive, but I mentor people, take you from 0 to hero. I've done it before. I've had like 2 or 3 students that have had 3 job offers, so it's Nix only. Unicurses is weird. I don't know what that is exactly. Moderate protein intake, not too high to maintain ketosis. Ketosis is like, it uses your fat for energy, but I work out, so the protein goes to repairing the muscles. If you just want to be in ketosis, then it's like mediocre protein, mediocre fat. You got to build the muscles back up with something. So higher protein intake required for lifting. Text user interface? You've been looking for a job the past 2 weeks? Any suggestions? Can I have some details exactly as to what you're doing? Building Django or using it? We're not going to build Django. I'm pretty sure that's like maintained by a bunch of people and I'm just one guy. Like, I don't have that time to do that. I don't want to do that. There's more to life than that, but we're going to use it, implement some projects maybe. Do you need to learn Photoshop or Sketch? Not really Sketch, that's UI UX. You need to learn how to take a Photoshop template, break it down. So a typical day is wake up, stream, work 9 to 5, make, edit, upload, vid, sleep. No, typical day is wake up, meditate, write my goals down, hang out with my dogs, listen to books, work from like, I don't know, 8 to 12, 8 to 11:30, go to the gym, come back, do some more work till I finish up my work, get my 8 hours in, teach students, make a video, eat some dinner, walk my dogs, hang out with my girlfriend, watch a show, then go to sleep. Oh, also I try to like research stuff, maybe play a game with people. Work 9 to 5. I mean, I have a flexible schedule. So I do half and half. Am I ever late on projects for work? Does my boss give me? No, because I'm make more time for the girl. Nah, she knows my goal. She knows my plan. If she's not happy because I'm not spending time with her, bye. It's whatever. She knows that the goal is, I'm on my path as a man, as a human, this is what I'm doing, and she sees the value in that. And if she didn't, then I just would break up with her. We hang out on the weekends, though. We're going to go see a movie tomorrow. Probably see Mission Impossible. I mean, if you want to be supportive and then complain, then go ahead and complain, but I'm going to give you about 3 shots at complaining, and then we're done. Yeah, dude, I tried the whole happy wife, happy life mantra, and that's not how it works. The wife should be happy on her own. It's not your job. So whoever says that's full of crap. Let's see. Python and the algorithmic thinking for the complete beginner. I think that was actually in the course, in like the books array list that he was using. I need to incorporate rest. I can rest when I'm dead. Do I ever use Vim? No. Cut out his cheat day one season. Different people. Different folks, different strokes. Your girlfriend has depression, so it makes it hard to say that to her. It's still not your job to make her happy, dude. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So, like, I'm focused on me. It's my life at the end of the day. Do I ever stretch? Yeah, I have a foam roller I roll around on a lot. Keep it up. Here's some cool links I use. Favorite video game? I like Overwatch right now. World of Warcraft is also fun. Free for Amazon primers. Oh, snap. Julio coming in. Girls want understanding, not solutions. Oh, believe me, girls want emotional satisfaction. Right? I get it. You have to change their emotional state to be able to communicate with them. You can't. It's difficult to reason with them. That's just hormones. It's just how it is. Hacker Noon is pretty good. Yeah, dude, it is. What product do I use on this hair? I use shampoo. Am I native English? Nope. I'm actually natively a mute. I don't communicate at all. Couple more minutes. Then we gotta get going. Front-end developer, been applying using AngelList, sending CEOs your resume. I mean, you gotta try some more sites than just AngelList. It seems like you're limiting. What job? I'm a web developer. I use C#. Yo, you're out. Have a good day. Check out what Simon Sinek has to say. Yeah, I've read his book, Start With Why, all that stuff. Simon Sinek is more, I don't know, he's very corporate. He's like, all right, managers, this is how you get your employees to listen. And I'm like, I don't want to be an employee, and I don't want to be a manager. I want to do my own thing and not have to deal with any of that. But his Start With Why book is pretty good, and I like some of his, he's a good speaker. But what is his actual skill besides speaking? Oh, it talks about dopamine, endorphins, hormones, yeah. Next Python stream will be tomorrow. So we finished lists today, and we'll finish whatever the next section is tomorrow, hopefully. And we'll get that going. But we spent a lot of time figuring out how to make taco emojis. Same time? I don't know. Can't say. Let's have a vote on the next emoji. 100% confirmed. We will do that. No, we gotta go with the eggplant, obviously. What are you talking about? You'll be here tomorrow? All right, I look forward to it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll probably do another stream later today for like 30 minutes. So, interview with Ripple. If you don't get it, it'll be sad. So Joshua Paul, don't put your emotions into the future, dude. You got to have that outcome independence. You got to have that abundance mentality. So what if you don't get Ripple? Fantastic. There's 4,000 other places you can apply, dude. Just don't get invested emotionally like that, man. You're only harming yourself. We got 1 more minute. Let me just give some shout outs. MD, Chinese characters I can't read. Mario, Silva, Talento, Karam, Carl, Art, Artificial Hype, Danny Lynn, Free Fly. We got Toby, Over the Years, Self-Actualized. All you, thanks for hanging out. I'd appreciate it if you could just click the thumbs up button to match this with my other videos. That would mean a lot to me. We'll get there. But I gotta go, guys, so thanks for hanging out. And Jing Bingan. Oh, Jung Bingan. Okay, cool. See you next video, Josh. Brody, thanks for hanging out. Hit that Discord if you want. And I'll see you guys later.